Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Welcome into the Bro 4 Squad podcast, episode 38. I'm your host, Jeff Hornacek. We are a bunch of bros here to talk superheroes, movies, and superhero movies. Before we get started, let's go around and meet the fellow bros with me. We go live into the lab to our own mad scientist, Brian Banner, who claims he just invented this really awesome serum, and we need to just trust him and drink it. Banner, I'm not going to do that.
Look, just trust me. It probably won't taste good, but it'll make you feel different.
The last time you said that, I think you and I were about to drink a Natty Ice Light or something.
It tastes like apple juice, man. I'm telling you.
The beer that was so cheap that the gas station paid us to take it.
Tasted like apple juice.
And the third bro on the podcast, who was just bailed out of jail for something he claims he doesn't want to talk about, but if we have to know, it involves a volunteer firefighter and 12 pounds of ketchup. Matt Geiger. Matt, what the hell happened?
Yeah, thanks, guys, for using all our YouTube money we made over the last years to bail me out. I don't know. Apparently, jokes are just against Congress now, too. Thanks for that, Kim Jong-un.
What can we do? Yeah, I forgot Kim Jong-un is passing legislation in the Senate. It's total shit. All right, guys, we like to break our show down into 3 segments. The first is the most important thing in any bro's life, and that is chest day. And we have a little bit of Star Wars news today. Before we dive in, want to give a shout-out to friend of the pod, Vernon Green, who last week we actually answered one of his questions. We were talking about the potential spoilers involved with any spin-off or anthology films. And we were confused because Vernon had asked, what do you guys think about Kathleen Kennedy possibly spoiling some of these movies in an interview she did? Turns out Kathleen Kennedy, head of Lucasfilm, had mentioned several characters appearing in potential future movies and had left out potential certain characters. So Vernon, thank you for pointing that out to us. And as a good fellow bro does, we acknowledge when we're wrong. Fine!
I wasn't wrong.
Bring this on to our new news. Today, Heroic Hollywood is reporting that Lucasfilm has announced Star Wars The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson will return to the galaxy far, far away to create a brand new Star Wars trilogy. Even though The Last Jedi is yet to hit theaters, Johnson is already set to write and direct the first installment of the next trilogy. With Last Jedi producer Ron Bergman also returning, the trilogy will be separate from the Skywalker saga and will introduce new characters from a corner of the galaxy that Star Wars canon has never explored before. All right, Banner, you like Star Wars, I think, last I checked. What are your thoughts on this? Obviously, we have not seen The Last Jedi yet, but Lucasfilm must think it's pretty fucking awesome if they're already giving Rian Johnson the keys to the car.
Yeah, I mean, based on the trailer and the direction everything looks like it's going, this is going to be a really solid move. But I'm a little weary because, if I'm not mistaken, George Lucas only directed one of the original 3, right? And then he wrote the prequel 3, and they all sucked. So I kind of hope that that's not going to happen.
I don't think Rian Johnson and George Lucas are really apples to apples.
Yeah, Rian Johnson's listening right now and wants to kick your ass for you comparing him to George Lucas.
And if it gets him on the pod, please come. Prove me wrong.
The trap is set.
No, in all honesty, I think it's a great move. I'm really curious to see what corner they're going to go in that we haven't explored yet that we don't know. I think that that's going to be really cool because we've seen that be successful in the Clone Wars. We've seen that be successful in Star Wars Rebels, which both shows did very, very well, and Rebels is still going on. It's a great show. So I'm really excited to see that idea translate to the big screen and to give us some good movies. So I'm excited. I think it's a great move, even if he doesn't end up directing them all, but is just writing or storyboarding them. I think having him involved is not a bad thing.
Geiger, we'll go to you, man. This probably means that Lucasfilm and Disney are pretty happy with The Last Jedi. So what are your thoughts on that? And then what the hell are these movies going to be about?
I'm excited. If they just sprint off of the ones they're making now, I guess they'd have to wait a while for Rey to be like 40 or something if they wanted to kind of do it like they did The Force Awakens. I'm hoping it's Knights of the Old Republic. I think it'd be cool because you get a lot of Sith, you get a lot of origin stories. Dark Bane we talked about on a previous episode. Revan we've talked about on a previous episode. Hopefully we don't have to go to the movies and pay an extra $20 to see them. All my Battlefront 2
Battlefront
friends will think
2
that's
reference.
fucking hilarious. Hold for applause. Okay, I'll go on to the next one. But yeah, we need more Star Wars, and these trilogies are what makes Star Wars. It's not just a spin-off movie, or even Rogue One was fantastic, but it kind of added to all of the trilogies that we have. So yeah, I mean, they can't go off the trilogy they just did unless they're going to wait 10 or 12 years where Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley get older. So hopefully they go back in time. I'm hoping for Knights of the Old Republic. Or it's scary, though, the way Disney's going. They're not going with the books or the comics or anything like that. So they might just come out with this whole brand new fucking story. You never know.
Yeah, I guess that's my question. If it's not part of the Star or the Skywalker saga, I've always thought that the episodic films like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were just the Skywalker saga. So if it's not, do you guys think it'll be episode 10? Just like
I think it'll be way. I'm guessing it's Knights of the Old Republic just because that's what people want. Now, is it going to be the actual Bane? Like, is it going to be those characters, or is it going to be like a Kylo Ren that is supposed to be Jason Solo? I don't know about that, but I think it's going to be something along those lines.
I think it's a good idea, though, kind of like it's now basically happening with J.J. Abrams because he's returning, to have someone kind of spearhead all three of the movies in one of their respective trilogies. So that's kind of cool. I'm excited to see that. All right, guys, on to the second part of our show. After we lift, how do you get the recovery in? How do you get the gains in? Not steroids, although if you have to start varsity next year, I would look into it. And that is our protein shake. So this story is per Collider. 20th Century Fox has released the first teaser trailer online for Deadpool 2, but this is far from your average marketing campaign. The video, as revealed by Ryan Reynolds, is mostly just Deadpool's gentle soul Bob Ross making a painting and cracking wise. But about 2/3 of the way through, we get a lot of flashes of footage from the film. So yeah, it's Deadpool. Now, we both loved this trailer more than words can describe. Geiger, we'll go to you first. You and I saw a version of this online, which was incredible. Then we saw an edited, neutered version in theaters that made us want to throw up because it was not Deadpool at all. What are your thoughts on the trailer, and how jacked are you for this movie next year?
The trailer was awesome. I will say at the Justice League trailer, though, we did have a kid dressed as Flash who was probably about 5 years old sitting kind of right beside us. So, yeah, maybe the edited version was the way to go on that. It was a PG-13 movie after all. Everyone's seen the trailer, I hope, if you're listening to this. So I'm not going to I'm going to leave it to you guys to comment on that. I'm hoping that I don't think it's done filming yet. I'm hoping for a Weinstein joke from Deadpool, or a Trump joke, or something along those lines of a pulp culture, maybe in a trailer, or hopefully still in the movie if they're not totally done shooting. But once again, guys, I know a lot of you MCU fans want the X-Men back so you guys can do a bunch of mashup movies, but Disney would never do this, ever. And Deadpool is a perfect comic book movie for sure.
I totally agree. Banner, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know that we'll get one of those jokes, just piggybacking off of what you said, Matt. I don't know that we'll get one of those jokes in the actual movie, but they will definitely include that shit in the marketing. They did the 12 Days of Deadpool for the first one. I think they'll do something similar to that with this one. And if you cannot tell me that they're not going to make fun of literally anything that's going on. Now, to the actual trailer, I agree. The unedited one that you can see on YouTube, way better. Like when he's whacking off the paintbrush. I was really confused when I saw it in theaters for Justice League because I was like, wait, that's not what it is. And then I realized, oh yeah, they have to edit this down. Probably the wise choice. I thought the actual scenes for the movie look amazing. I think it's gonna be darker. I think obviously it's still gonna be funny, but I think this is gonna be a relatively dark movie.
This movie has me so intrigued because the original Deadpool in and of itself worked so well because it was like a unicorn. It was like something we'd never... Actually, I've seen a unicorn before. That's a bad example. It was like a naked woman. It was something that I'd never seen before. And it was really intriguing because they had pretty much done the anti-superhero movie in a superhero movie. Case in point, the opening credits. Just like making fun of everyone who made the film. So how do you make a sequel to that? How do you keep that fresh and keep the franchise reinventing itself instead of treading old ground? If anybody can do it, it's Ryan Reynolds. We've talked about how nervous we are because of the director shuffle that's gone on with this. Of course, I still have high hopes, and the trailer did nothing but ignite that fire a little bit more. And I think Josh Brolin being injected into this, he could be a nice straight man to play next to Reynolds. So I'm ready for a full trailer where we get some dialogue, but this will hold me over for the time being for sure.
How the fuck do we get a Deadpool teaser before we get an Infinity War trailer?
Because they're saving it for Star Wars. Those fucking pigs over at Disney. It's disgusting. It's sick.
I just realized that, and I'm disgusted.
It's bastards.
I know. Because they know when that comes on in The Last Jedi, I'm going to strangle to death the person next to me. So sorry, Geiger. It's probably going to be you. All right. Before we move on to the last segment of our show, Banner, I have a really serious question for you.
Yeah, dude. What's up?
Do you even lift, bruh?
Bruh. You lift?
Do you lift, bruh? Do you lift, bruh? That brings us to our third and final segment of the show, our question and answer segment entitled, Do You Even Lift, Bruh? Where we dig up our favorite questions from around the internet and we answer them because it's our show. We can do whatever we want. Our moms cannot control us in this forum. We are the kings. Our first question comes to us from fanboy at rule_master who asks, how about Jake Gyllenhaal for Jason Todd or the Joker? Geiger, no spoilers here for Justice League, but there's been a lot of rumors surrounding the DCEU and going forward. What do you think about Jake Gyllenhaal as Jason Todd or the Joker in either replacing Leto or maybe in that standalone film we've heard so much about?
You know how much I love to shamelessly plug our shit. So go check out broforsquad.com because yours truly wrote a blog about this. Jeff, what was that? Probably 10 months ago?
It was
a long time back. About how Gyllenhaal needs to be Jason Todd. They've been teasing it for a while. Joker, we already have a Joker as far as I'm concerned. I don't think Leto's going anywhere. Love him or hate him, I think we need him back and have him get another shot. However, with all the rumors that Affleck's leaving, I've read a lot of stuff on the internet. I don't know if these are true or false, that Gyllenhaal may be taking the Cape Crusader wing instead of one of the Robins. So that could possibly happen too. I don't think that's really correct because Affleck looks like he's 50 and Gyllenhaal looks like he's maybe 32. So unless they're going to go back in time for Flashpoint, I don't see how Gyllenhaal could play Bruce Wayne. But I would love him to play Jason Todd. There's not another after I saw Southpaw, not another person I'd rather play Jason Todd than Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I don't have much to say on this. I agree with all that. And the age difference, if we can somehow keep Affleck in the cape and cowl, the age difference for Gyllenhaal to be Jason Todd is perfect. And Donnie Darko, I think the first movie I ever saw him in, shows that Gyllenhaal can do the emotional, burned, I'm mad without coming across as some emo, whiny bitch, which is a tough line to walk with Jason Todd. So give me him as Jason Todd Red Hood any day of the week. Banner, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. We have a Joker. I think that he did a great job. So why recast him? Again, taking all the rumors aside that Affleck's out and Gyllenhaal could be playing Batman, I think he'd be a fantastic Jason Todd. I would love to see Jake Gyllenhaal as a villain, though. I think that he could play somebody very dark and mean and out to destroy and take over the world really well. I think it's a matter of time of when we get him in a superhero movie, whether that's a Fox, DC, MCU, whatever. And I think I can't wait. I think he's going to do fantastic in that genre of movie.
Hashtag Jake Villenhall. Am I right?
Dude, Jeff, the saddest thing I was thinking about this day, if Affleck leaves, there's only one person that could fill it and actually makes sense. But that's Josh Brolin, and then he would be part of every single universe ever, which I'd be okay with. But he could play an older Bruce Wayne, I think.
Yeah, Josh Brolin could. He was actually rumored for the Batman role before Affleck got it.
Yeah.
All right, our second question comes to us from Bill Clay at Cinemaphile, who asks, what are your favorite formats for watching a movie? 2D, 3D, IMAX? Does it vary by genre? And which movies are you willing to splurge on? Banner, what do you think?
So, Jeff, you and me, we talk a lot about this off pod. Like, hey, you're going to see this movie. What are you going to see it in? I am like a 99, probably a 95% 2D movie guy. Very rarely will I go to 3D, and I hardly ever go to IMAX. IMAX makes me dizzy. I don't like to turn my head to watch the movie. And 3D, I'll only do ones that are like very visually meant for that. Like, let's say like an Inception kind of movie, Ragnarok, Doctor Strange, things like that. I'll do 3D. Other than that, I'm pretty much straight 2D all the way around. I think I will see Star Wars in 3D though.
Yeah, I feel the same way. The 3D glasses, call me a pussy if you want. They make me sick. Kind of like my ex-wife Rachel and her new boyfriend, who I hate.
Garrett?
That's his name?
He's a nice guy, dude.
Yeah, he's really cool. We're having drinks tomorrow, actually.
All right, well,
This come.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't be a problem. Chili's would love that. I actually prefer IMAX, but not in 3D, for movies that were specifically shot for it. The problem is there aren't that many that are shot for IMAX because the cameras are like $1 kabillion, but that would be my preference. Now, Geiger, you had a great answer to this before, so we'll let you put the cherry on top.
Yeah, I'm going to go off script. Dolby Cinema. I was not familiar with this until probably about 6 months ago, but the AMC that me and Jeff frequent whenever we're going to premieres, because we have huge dicks, usually only show it in Dolby Cinema. It's kind of the best of both worlds, really. You don't need glasses. It doesn't pop out. You don't have to turn your head like Banner said. It has awesome picture, but the sound quality is fucking amazing. I mean, it feels like you're in a ride at Disney World or something like that. Your seat actually shakes. We watched Justice League last week, and the sound quality there, go check it out. It's hard to put it into words. You actually have to go and see it. But Dolby Cinema, if your theater has it, most AMCs have it, I believe.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. When Steppenwolf was fucking people up, I felt like I was getting hit with an axe, and I've never been happier in my entire life. All right, our next question comes to us from Bruno Andrade at Bruno Andrade77, who wants to know, did you see Shazam and Green Lantern in the flashback scene of Justice League? Opinions, please. Geiger, we'll give it to you as our resident DC expert.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm going to say I don't give a shit. And this is why. In BVS and Suicide Squad, you tease me Jason Todd and Under the Red Hood. In BVS, you tease Darkseid. And Superman as a villain in Justice Style. In the Bruce's Dream sequence, if you go back and watch those. In Justice League, no Darkseid, no black suit, bearded Superman, and no reference of a Robin at all. Warner Brothers, like, they try to give us these little Easter eggs. Marvel actually goes with them, and they lead to the next movie. DCU has done this since the start of Man of Steel. They've given us Easter eggs, but they haven't led to shit. So, are we going to... I think we're going to get a Shazam. It's on the slate. I think my movie is on the fucking slate. Everybody's movie is on the DC slate. So, we're actually going to get these? I don't know. So, if you think it's cool, that's awesome. You know, props to you if you're a Green Lantern fan. I mean, I like Green Lantern. I thought it was interesting. But none of this shit ever leads to anything. Once it does, then I'll actually get excited about it.
Well, I'm a little more upbeat. Bruno, I saw it. I loved it. Also saw Zeus, which was badass. I was interested when the Lantern... minor spoilers for Justice League right here, so skip ahead 15 seconds if you don't want to hear them. When the ring left the Lantern, I was kind of curious if they would show us where it went. And also the fish Lantern that was in it, if Tyrese thinks he's going to get cast, I'd rather have that fish guy return than Tyrese as Jon Stewart. Banner, what do you think?
I'd watch a Matt Geiger origin film.
I wouldn't.
It's cool.
It'd be dark
myself.
It'd be dark as hell, though. All right, our next question comes to us from Janine Bean Casserole, which is just an awesome name.
Fantastic name.
Janine DeBean, and who asks, whose speed on film do you like better, Fox's Quicksilver or DCEU's The Flash? Banner.
It's got to be Fox's. If you're picking between the two, and even if you throw MCU's Quicksilver in there too, it's still Fox's. A lot of what, like, Fox started it. They did it first. They did a great job with it, and they added the music to it, which I think really enhances the whole experience. With that being said, I thought they did a fantastic job with Flashes of making it their own. It didn't look like any of the other Quick People scenes. So I thought that they did a great job with it, but personal preference, I liked Fox's Quicksilver better.
Yeah, so the one thing I really did like about The Flash actually was the way that he looked when he was running and using the Speed Force. But especially if you go back to Days of Future Past, the way that Evan Peters and Quicksilver were portrayed in that scene where they're freeing Magneto, that's how you inject humor into someone who can run basically the speed of light. But I'll say this, I'm quicker than either of them in the bedroom, so it doesn't really matter. Geiger, how about you?
I'm going to be a pussy. I liked the directing with Flash better. with the lightning around him and stuff like that. I think Snyder, I'm guessing is Snyder. You got a coin flip chance. It's either Snyder or Whedon. Whoever did it did a fantastic job. However, I think Quicksilver had a way better scene that people remember, which you guys just touched on in Days of Future Past. And yeah, it was funny. And I know that I'm the dark dude on the pod and I like a bunch of dark shit, but when the character is actually funny in the comics, a la Spider-Man, Flash, or Quicksilver, I don't mind you being funny. It's whenever you're not funny in the comics, like Punisher, and you're like trying to make it funny or something like that. Not saying Marvel's ever done that, just giving you an example. But directing, Flash better. Scenes, I think Quicksilver was better.
All right. On to our next question from Brian Knight at Project Avant, who asks, which NBA legend's life should be made into a movie? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, or the GOAT, Allen Iverson, in the answer? I'm going to go first because I cast him in everything, but I'm never wrong. Michael B. Jordan as Kobe, and no, I don't think it would be cool to say Michael Jordan playing Michael Jordan, so I'd rather have him just play Kobe Bryant. Banner, what do you got?
Jeff, in that movie, does Amy Schumer play like a desk clerk in Colorado?
I don't understand the reference. Is he number 8 or number 12? Is he number? You'll know on the poster when if he's 8 or 24.
Let's throw it to Banner real quick.
Yeah, Brian, save us.
I am gonna go Michael Jordan story, and I have Daniel Kaluuya playing him, guy from Get Out.
Ooh, love him.
I think it would be really cool to see him playing like in '97, and then maybe even him portraying his baseball career a little bit, and then his comeback back. He's not quite old enough to play that today, but in a few years, I think that'd be pretty cool.
You
could be amazed what they can do with prosthetics. Geiger, what do you got?
My movie comes out August 1st of 2020, but then all those letters are going to fade out except the A and the first, so it's going to be AI.
God damn it.
Fuck.
And it's going to be, God, you know, cool. You'd be like, I'm going to fucking see it, like if we're in theaters. Donald Glover's going to play AI, but here's the trick. It's only going to be during whenever he played for the Big Three, because I honestly just want to know what the fuck he was doing because he missed like 3 games in a row. Like, what did he do? Like, did he just sit at home or what? So that's going to be my movie, Donald Glover, AI, Big Three, way after all of his Philadelphia 76ers days on August 1st, 2020. Check it out.
That's the stupidest thing that I will ever pay money for on opening night.
Okay, what if your Kobe movie came out on August 24th and it's like 8/24?
No, that's what I'm saying. I said, but I will definitely pay money for it on opening night. Him playing for the Big Three, though, that's dumb. I still love it.
It's awesome.
We need to cast Al Harrington on the next episode. All right, our last question comes to us from Andrew at Andrew Set, who asks, do you think that next year could be the year for great video game movies? We got Tomb Raider, Rampage, Ready Player One, and Wreck-It Ralph 2. I'll go first here. Andrew, I want to be optimistic. Video game movies have historically really sucked. The Rampage trailer does not have my hopes up.
It looks so bad.
It
looks so bad.
And The Rock has lost all credibility. I love him. I'm a WWE fan, but he's kind of done right now for me.
I'm cautiously optimistic about Ready Player One, and Tomb Raider I'm actually pretty excited about. Side note, Alicia Vikander, still waiting on a lot of unreturned text messages. Manor?
Yeah, I think Tomb Raider looks badass. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be a letdown, but it definitely looks cool. Rampage looks bad and is going to be bad. I have faith in Wreck-It Ralph, mainly because it's a Disney Pixar movie, and they make solid movies, you know, top to bottom. My wild card is Ready Player One. This is the first kind of action movie that we're getting Spielberg since 2008, and his last one that he did was Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So, yeah, he's done a lot of historical movies that have been fantastic since then, actually directing behind the camera. But this will be his first one in a while where it's an action film, kind of getting back to his roots, all the stuff that we love back from the early 90s, 80s and stuff. So I'm excited about it, but I think to call it the year of the video game might be stretching a little bit.
Yeah, video games are tricky, man. I mean, they cost a lot to make if you're going to make them right, like World of Warcraft or something like that. But the problem with them is that they're not really ingrained in pulp culture yet. It's not, you know, Batman versus Superman didn't make money off the comic book fans. They made money off the casual fans because there's more of them than there are of us, as much as I hate to admit it. Same thing with like a James Bond film or something like that. But if it's a if it's a video game film, dude, I'm not a gamer, so I'm probably not even going to see these. Now, one I think that they still have not made that I want to see is an R-rated Wolfenstein fucking game.
That'd be
Kids
cool.
in the 90s, if it's, really gory and shit like that, it has to come out in the right month. You can't throw it in, like, May or June with, all these comic book films or anything. But if it came out in the right month, I think that would actually do well. But any of these, like Rampage, Jeff had to remind me what it is. I don't even really remember that game growing up. So I'm probably not going to see it until we do our review on it and check it out.
They're actually doing Mortal Kombat for Netflix. I don't know. Is
it going to be a movie or is it going to be a show?
Show,
I'll see that.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. I was more of a Street Fighter guy, but I'll see Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, we don't need to remember the Street Fighter. Oh, actually, both Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat had really shitty movies already.
Really shitty movies.
All right, guys, that will do it for episode 38 of the Bro Force Squad. For the mad scientist, Brian Banner, the enforcer, Matt Geiger, I am the playmaker. Yeah, that's my nickname.
No, you're the mayor.
I've said it on every episode. It's a thing.
Well,
People
you're the
buying
mayor.
shirts.
I'd say we take a vote after the show.
We're good. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Bro4 Squad. Subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes, Bro4 Squad, 3 words. Check out everything we're doing on our website, bro4squad.com. We have a squad blog and the Bro4 Squad Hall of Fame. For the rest of the bros, once again, we will catch you on the flippity flop.
Which one had the green guy with, like, jean shorts on? That was Street Fighter, right?
That was Street Fighter. Blanca, was that his name?
God, he was legit, dude. Let's all be Blanca for Halloween next year.